Hello from the Trolltunga trail here just outside of Bergen, Norway. And I did a lot of research for this hike in advance, and I wanted to share with you 3 pro tips that I did not see anywhere else. So hopefully you'll find these useful. I'm about to wrap up the hike. Covered it round trip in, it'll be about 5.5 hours. So it's definitely doable in under 6 if you hustle a bit. However, that does not include the time I spent taking pictures at the end of the trail. So, make sure you budget time for that. So, without further ado, here are my pro tips for the Trolltunga hike. Number 1. What is my number 1? Number 1, if you want to get a little piece of your own little paradise at the end of the trail, it can be hard because this is a popular hike, and on a day like today, the end of the trail was packed. I mean, every little spot was taken with the view. But here's a little secret. If you go down the ladder as you would to the lip of Trolltunga, where everyone's taking their photos, but you go past that, there's another outcropping of rock, just like the Trolltunga lip that everyone Instagrams, but no one ever sits at. And if you can sit there, or if you go around the bend, there's an entirely unoccupied, untouristed part of the site, and it's got a massive waterfall. It's got views of the fjord. You can see the blue water. It's beautiful, and you'll have it all to yourself. So if you're looking for a little slice of paradise, all of your own, and you want to just get away from the crowd, I'd highly recommend going a little bit past the Trolltunga lip. Pro tip number 2. If you are planning to hike from P3, the third parking lot, which cuts out about an hour to maybe even 2 hours of the hike, then I'd highly recommend booking your parking in P3 or even the shuttle from P2 to P3 in advance. The parking lot right now in tourist season won't even allow you to drive up on the day of. You have to actually book in advance. And if you are planning to take the shuttle, you can do that. You can still buy tickets the day of when you show up, but you should be prepared to queue for upwards of 30, 45 minutes, maybe even an hour, because there's a lot of people who want to take the shuttle, and the shuttles can be pretty small. The one that I took up was only a 10-seater. However, if you book online and you have a QR code and a pre-booked time, you'll get whisked to the front of the line. So it's like first-class treatment, and you won't have to wait. So highly recommend booking in advance if you're planning to hike from P3, which I did, and let me tell you, I'm so glad I did. The hike from P2 to P3 is literally just walking along a road with switchbacks. It's just straight up. It's not really all that fun. There's really not that much of a view. And you can do it for bragging rights, I guess, but honestly, I'd rather save my legs and go do some other hikes afterwards. So that's pro tip number 2. Pro tip number 3, let the weather be your friend, even if it's bad weather, especially if it's bad weather. So today's forecast was supposed to be for rain, and as you can see, it's cloudy, and it did rain. Not a lot, but it did rain, and it was pretty windy. But I think that actually cut down on the number of folks who were out hiking, which made it less crowded, which also made it less of a wait at the Trolltunga Instagram site, or just the photo site. So, yeah, don't let bad weather scare you off. Obviously, use your best judgment. If there's lightning and all sorts of really dangerous weather, high winds, all that, yeah, maybe you shouldn't hike. But if it's just a little bit of rain, no big deal. do it. You know, you'll spend a lot less time waiting in queue at the top of the trail. So there you have it. 3 pro tips for hiking Trolltunga. And here we are arriving at the pickup station at P3. From here you can continue hiking down towards P2 if you wanna, or you can take the shuttle down, and that will cost you, I think it's like 130 or 70 if you already booked on the way up. So not a bad deal. Again, save your leg energy. All right. Hope you found those tips helpful. Thanks for watching, and hope you get to hike Trolltunga at some point as well. Enjoy.